Welcome back to Wednesday Weapons on Just Shooting Stuff. Now, we got a lot of stuff in the cabinet that we want to do reviews on. I just reach in and grab something to see what it's all about. You know, see what my hand lands on. And tonight, I decided to do a review on my Henry X gun, 4570. For all the ones that, the newcomers to guns out there, that's a big old 4570. Now, this ain't my first one. I've had two of these. This is my second one. The first one I had was a Marlin 1885 guide gun. Now, I like the guide gun. I absolutely loved it. It was fine in many ways, except for there's a few things that I like about this one here. This here's the Henry X gun, 4570. It's not quite as strong as your guide gun, but it can handle plus P rounds, and you know, it's got the the threaded barrel for suppressor, but really, who needs that for a 4570? They're supposed to be loud. I kind of frown on that myself. But anyway, you know, big boom, not anyway, back on track here. One thing I like this one over the guide gun is I like the fact that it came with fully adjustable sights. You know, fiber optic green and orange, and it's completely adjustable. I like that. You know, the guide gun is go up and down. And by the way, my guide gun shot really bad to the left. I never had no optics on it or nothing. Like I was saying, you know, my guide gun it shot, you know, to the left, so I always had to aim to the right a little bit. But it was a good gun. I loved it. I had it for a few years, I don't know, 5 years. This here I've only had it for about maybe 2 years. But now, one thing I do like is, you know, the lever guns. I got a 44 in there, you know, the Rossi. You know, you got your loading gate there. But come time to unloading, you know, you got to, you know, rack them out of there. And, you know, sometimes that not only a hassle, it's unsafe. I do like the double thing on this. You know, you load it in here, or you can just do it this way with the plunger there. But when it comes time to unloading, you know, you throw your rounds in there, and when it comes time to unload, you just go and dump them out on the table. I really like that. And I mean, it's good, it's safe, it's fast, and that is, I don't know, a lot of guns like some of the other ones that just have the dang plunger, no loading gate here. I don't really know about that, because if you're out in the, you know, the wilderness, and you know, need to be able to keep loaded, you know, this way here, you can always grab one round, you know, you fire it, and always throw another one in there. I like that, because you know, where there's teeth, you need to have bullets. So then when it's all said and done, when you come back home, you just dump them all out. I like that. And I like the loop here better on the Henry X gun, because the one that I had on my 1885 Marlin, it was square. It was really square. And when you shot the higher power, you know, pressure loads, it would hit your knuckles if you got big hands like me. So this in here makes, you know, really smooth. But one thing I do have to say about this is over the guide guns, I don't like the hammer. The hammer is kind of flimsy. I really don't dig the hammer. And it's sharp. I mean, it'll catch you. I don't like that. The guide gun was definitely thicker, and it was rounded off like my Rossi. Nice and smooth. But, you know, it comes to the action. Now, the guide gun was nice and all from the Marlin. It was not a Remington either way. It was a Marlin, by the way. I know how they changed the companies and all that. Mine was a Marlin. But anyway, this here is just butter over the guide gun. I really don't know how to put it. I have a Rossi in there, a M92 Rossi 44 Magnum, and it's pretty smooth too. And I've had a lot of lever guns from, you know, 30-30 to everything, but when it comes to this Henry X gun, the action of this is just pure butter. That's all I can say. Just remember, you know, it's all what you're all looking for. But this is a great gun, and it comes in a little cheaper than the guide gun. And if you're out to do anything in any wilderness, this can pretty much take care of it. And the action is butter. Alright, now one thing I do want to say about the 40x70, you know, if you guys get into hunting out there, you know, newcomers to this round, I want to let you know, now this is a very capable gun. Alright, if you got the right gun to handle the right ammo, you know, you have to check in your owner's manual and the manufacturer to make sure what ammo that you're shooting is safe. But if you got the right gun, a 4570 can handle anything from deer all the way up to elephant. Now it really is it's kind of a magical bullet. It really is. Now this here is just a 300 grain bullet, hollow point, and you see at 1800 feet per second. Now this is good all the way through deer, all the way to your elk if you want to. And then I don't have no other bullets to show y'all, but if you go and get a Remington 405 grain bullet at 1600 feet per second, that can take all bear species. As simple as that. And then you can go up and get a Garrett round or whatever, a buffalo boar, and you can hunt anything from deer all the way to elephant with these, Cape buffalo, anything there is out there. To the people that know what these can do, they already know. There ain't no explaining to them, because they've already been in the field and dealt with it. But to the newcomers out there, the 45-70 is the go-to grab gun. So, it's not really super expensive to shoot, depending on which round you're using. But if you got the right gun, you can handle magnum loads plus P. This one here handles plus P, and you can really lay down the meat. But listening here, the guide gun, you don't have nowhere to put no light on it. None used to have a light on this. Matter of fact, I've got some videos that we're gonna post eventually where every time we pull the trigger on this with a 405 grain barrel load, for a nanosecond the light goes out. My nephew, he recorded that. But they're both great guns. If you're gonna go out and hunt, I really don't know really which one to recommend better. I mean, we all know the guide gun's stronger, handles better loads. I mean, that's just the way it is. But this one here can handle plus P. And if you're just not a professional and you're not really planning on going to shooting the magnum loads like the Garrett loads and all that, I recommend this one over the guide gun. For one thing, you got those fiber optic sights, and you can really see them. They light up good, and you can also adjust them any way you want. And for bigger hands, that loop is awesome. And I like how it unloads double way. So it's just up to whatever you're out looking for to do. I like both of them, but this one is more accurate. This is, like I said, my other one shot far to the left. Had to always aim to the right to hit anything I was shooting at. So hopefully you enjoyed this here Wednesday weapons. Remember to get out there, shoot stuff, have fun, do it safely, like and subscribe.